What's up, y'all? Welcome to Why Do. You already know what we're here to do. We're going to ask questions that you can't ask because you don't want to get in trouble for saying something about someone's potato salad.
Kyle Duran from Beltsville, Maryland, and currently do commercial project management, and I'm today's whitespert. I'll say probably since like the age of like 6 or 7.
Round one.
Out of all the social networks or internet things, like, why does Pinterest even exist? Like, I don't get what the function of it is, because when I've casually like tried to engage with it or people have told me about it, all it seems is it's like Etsy for white women. Like, a lot of things are being made and there's lots of lists and stuff, and they're like, oh yeah, and it's like tags, but then it always then leads to a whole other like social network. I'm like, what the fuck is the, like, what?
So I think Pinterest basically exists for like being able to just go find ideas for whatever like topic or specific interest it is. Like, I have a Pinterest, and me and my wife used our Pinterest to basically bounce ideas for like our home renovations, like the style of home that we wanted to do, figure out like paint colors, stuff like that. And then she she loves to use it for parenting tips and like going to look through like these like lists and guides that I guess like different ways to like help raise your children, or she really targets it more for like ideas to make like their chores and stuff like that, like their daily obligations, like more systematic. So they just wake up, they know they have this stuff, they go through, they knock it out, and then we're not like all day just bugging them like, did you clean your room, did you make your bed, like all these little things. When I really go through it, it's more, there's a lot of I'm a woodworking hobbyist, and so like there's different things to build. Like just right now I'm building basically this workbench inside my garage to put 2 table saws into, and I just got all my plans like right off of Pinterest.
Okay. So how's Pinterest indifferent from like Reddit or like HGTV, or is it an aggregate? Like, so you're saying like it's an aggregator for all these intersections of different things? Because I thought, like you said, the paint thing and the housing renovations and the home projects, like I'm just like immediately I just kept thinking like HGTV, this old house, over and over and over again.
Yeah, I think it's more, I guess it would be like an easier platform, like more like going into a library database and just looking up like more specific like topics and having like a plethora of different options to choose from based on those specific topics. Like, because we both use Reddit. Like, I love Reddit.
r/r.
But like Reddit in general has more of like a social aspect to it, whereas I feel like Pinterest is mainly, it's just like you're really only interacting with the different ideas. Like, you're not really interacting with people.
So it's like a giant place for copyright infringement. I'm sorry. What is it called? Manifest Destiny?
Manifest Destiny. No.
Is that what Pinterest is? It's internet manifest destiny? Like, you've just taken these ideas. It's the same thing as like wearing a headdress at Coachella. Like, I'm sure there's a lot of people out there just passing their ideas off as
Their own?
or well, other people's ideas off as their own.
That's Instagram.
I think it's pretty much like all social media right now.
It definitely is. But
I think people are just pretty
I thought you could
desperate, thirsty, like
people are just pretty.
people are just pretty.
I just thought you were gonna end there. We talk about Instagram.
I think just people just
And then
want
my
like
father's
a lot
jokes.
of friends or likes or whatever else they need.
But that does bring me, since we did bring up Instagram, do memes exist on your Instagram?
Not really. Like, As far as my posts, or
No. Like your feed. Like, do you see like copious amounts of like memes?
no?
So like when everybody was like joking about like World War III, that wasn't like popping up on your thing.
Not really. It was all over my Reddit feed, for sure.
Huh, interesting.
Like Reddit is where all the real conversation happens. It's like the YouTube comment section is probably the most brutal comment section in all of social media. Reddit comes to a close second because on Reddit you have a bunch of faux intellectuals.
Yeah.
They like to sit here and like, well, actually, just like your source says, this is where I got this information. Therefore, I know more than you, and you have a misspelling, so now you're dumber than me because you spell truly with an E. But with Pinterest, just the question I want to know, like, you use it for a vision board, to say the least.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that all that it's good for, as a vision board? Just a bunch of curated pictures and memes that you can recall at a moment, you know, with your phone?
Pretty much.
Huh.
I would say that probably is the best way to sum it up.
Pinterest. So, Kwame, do you find yourself, do you think you're going to get a Pinterest account anytime soon?
I'm not stealing other people's ideas. It's not really my thing.
Okay.
And I understand that creating doesn't happen in a vacuum, but it sounds like, definitely still sounds like some white people shit. Like I don't get it. I mean, I get it. I get what you said.
Yeah.
But like if I needed a bench, like I knew I needed a bench, if I had your skill, I'd build a fucking bench. I don't need the internet telling me like, build your bench. Or I go to IKEA and be like, hey, Swedish, whatever.
Too late.
ASAP Rocky Cops, you know.
What the fuck?
Teach me how to build a bench. Like, which gluten floor goes to the hootenanny. Like, that's what Swedish is, right? It's just a bunch of, like the Swedish Chef, the Muppet. Yeah.
Round 2.
Why do white people enjoy playing kids games as adults? Like, what's up with that?
Define children's games or kids games.
Thank you, Kwame. What I mean by that is that you'll see a bunch of motherfuckers playing tag with color-coded t-shirts on, dodgeball, kickball, in your local park when it gets nice outside, right around springtime. You'll probably catch them in Meridian Hill Park, on the National Mall, probably somebody's backyard that you got no business being in. So I was hoping that you could shed some light on that, because I don't understand why this shit keeps happening.
In general, I think white people like to be a part of these like social groups because they're not very good at making friends either at work or in their daily lives. So they basically join up these organizations. It's kind of similar to like the college experience when, you know, they have fraternities and sororities and kind of basically you're buying in, you're getting your friends. But it opens up an opportunity for them to make friends in a situation that's a little less like socially direct. It's not so much one-on-one, it's more, hey, we're gonna go out, we're gonna play this game, and the logistics of the games are obviously whatever they get into, whether it's dodgeball, kickball, or softball leagues, stuff like that. But it gives them an opportunity to actually like go out and meet people, and I think that's kind of what their avenue is, or just an excuse to drink during the week.
I mean, you can do that either at a beer garden or Trader Joe's. So I'm trying to figure out.
You have to have friends first.
That's the missing ingredient, the secret sauce.
Yeah,
you need friends.
I mean, I go to Trader Joe's without friends.
I do that. I did that yesterday. It was scary.
Yeah, I think it's an easy way in to put yourself straight into a situation where there's already receptive people.
Mm-hmm.
It's less intense than going to, you know, a bar or pretty much anywhere else where the interaction's one-on-one. These people, you already know these people are here. having a good time, and that's what they're here for, like, you know, just to meet people.
You say less intense, but I can't think of a more tensioned situation when someone rolls the ball back in kickball. That is blatant disrespect, because you didn't like the way I rolled the ball, so now you're rolling it back.
You talking about pitching?
Yes, I'm talking about pitching.
Oh, because I was like wild confused for a second. I was like,
I mean, you're literally rolling the ball back to the pitcher and saying, yo, this was trash, do that shit again. That, I think, is on the same like level of tension at the bar that you speak of.
Yeah.
About meeting people. Because if I roll that back, then this draws the line. I'm not your friend. I'm your competitor.
I would have to err in agreement with you on that specific case. I think you're being a little, for lack of a better term, you're being a little bitch if you can't just kick what's given to you. But
I agree.
Some people are just a little over choosy, and they're just really out here to impress people and try to put their best foot forward. Sorry, I have 3 kids, so
it's all right. Well
dad
placed.
jokes.
Well placed.
But yeah, I think they're just at the end of the day, I think those people, their goal there is just trying to impress people.
Okay, interesting.
all right. So, Marcus, you guys have a problem with like those bars where like they have the board games, and like that's all people do. They like show up and they play board games. It's like I think some of them are called like the boardroom or like Boards Are Us. Actually, I don't know what they're called.
No, you're right. The boardroom is downtown DC. I've been there. And they got skee ball, basketball courts, pool tables, and all these things are.
Basketball courts?
So like the little shooter junks you see at Dave and Buster's. You know what I'm talking about?
Shot.
Yeah, those little quick shots. And people that go there to play those are equally as weird to me as motherfuckers that wear t-shirt jerseys who meet up at a park and play kickball or tag or foursquare or all of the above, or even worse, frisbee sports. But we'll get into that later. So the real question that I have before Kwame digs in is, have you ever played any of these children-like sports at all? Like,
I mean, I played kickball growing up.
No, he means as
a grown-up, as an adult.
Like, have you been susceptible to the t-shirt and jersey team camaraderie?
Outside of like a beer league softball or like beer league hockey, I haven't really gone too deep into into these kids' game
Gotcha.
social groups.
Okay.
So have you? I mean, you as the whitespert, have you like your friends ever linked up and like you guys, went to link up specifically, like I don't know, go play Cards Against Humanity in a public place or some shit like that? I don't know, Scrabble.
See, Scrabble's
I've definitely been to like beer halls and stuff, and they got like card games or old board games, stuff like that. And I mean, I wouldn't say like we specifically target to go out for that reason.
Yeah.
But it's definitely like, I would say like it's a nice thing to, if you're gonna just be sitting around drinking, like playing a game or something, help facilitate some conversation. Some people just suck at conversating.
I think the thing for me though, and here's the issue. Let me first say that I'm not against it, but don't ever ask me to play this shit.
Tetherball?
Huh?
I thought you were gonna say you're against tetherball. Just because like I could see how like if it's a brown tetherball.
So, I mean, the fact that it's on a pole, you just it's guided handball. I'm not playing that shit. But the thing that gets me is the fact that you're consuming beer while playing a physical sport. And I don't know if any of y'all like watching this at home have ever played a sport while drunk. I'm gonna tell you right now, it's not easy, nor is it comfortable. There's so many things wrong with this.
I just want to know how many times you've been mistaken for the tetherball.
Oh, never. Oh, no, I'm never, because I don't stand next to poles. That's number one. Number two, I'm 5'9", small 5'9", but I don't see how I gotta be mistaken for a fucking ball. Cause
You just fresh shave.
I'm what you call a man. But yeah, just the sports and beer, I don't get it. It doesn't work. That's like smoking and then going to do a marathon.
Well, you said hockey beer league. So like after every goal, you take a shot, or like after every time somebody has an icing, or instead of like taking it in a penalty box, do you like chug them? Like what are the parameters for beer being consumed while also playing hockey?
Like,
So there's with like beer league hockey, it's more just people don't take it very seriously. So like you're going out like you're skating at like 50%. Like nobody's throwing body and you know just out there like trying to be Alexander Ovechkin or anything. Coolers on the bench, you go in as much as you want or as little as you want. I have played in like college in like a soccer. It was like a co-ed soccer league, and we used to take shots of tequila every time somebody scored.
But that's soccer. Like I feel like it's not that many shots. But I guess the more shots, once you get like maybe one or two,
It was only
then it just
half
starts
game.
like flowing.
Yeah.
yeah, it seems like that'll take a long time to warm up.
Goalie gets all drunk, starts not being able to see the ball.
I'd like to see ecstasy in boxing. That'd be a very interesting mixture.
Watch John Jones fucking fight
Just-
UFC. He's always on coke anyway.
Just, oh, this glove feels so good, baby. God damn. Ooh, knockout. But that's just a conversation for another time. All right, so
So Marcus, has Kyle convinced you that maybe you should try a kickball league or just an organized game of adult tag?
I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna say yes on the premise that I do miss playing kickball. I will roll the ball back, just to establish boundaries, to let you know that I'm the competitor. I'm like Kobe at the All-Star game. I'm gonna take this shit serious
Why?
because that's what I can do. I can do that, and I will do that.
Who rolls the ball back?
I roll the ball back.
What? Okay, no. Now you have to.
Smooth.
What are the parameters that get you to roll the ball back?
It's a good question. I'm glad you asked that question because the American people deserve an answer to that question, Kwame. And
First, Kyle, you ever rolled the ball back?
Yeah, I'm sure I broke the ball back at the point in time. I would say like it's definitely a power move. If let's say that pitcher came up, the inning before or whatever,
Right.
and he dropped a bomb on you guys, and you're just like, oh, okay, we'll put this guy in check.
yeah, I see.
Let him know that like I'm not taking this casually anymore, and I'm gonna show him up in front of all his fake friends that paid to play with him, and then I'm gonna crush it.
I'll be like Martin Grammatica, man. I'll have the finger up the whole time. I'm gonna kick the shit out of this ball.
You're gonna go through 6 rollbacks, just
Six
to
rollbacks.
prove a point.
Oh yeah, I used to pitcher. Let me take him off his game. Because at this point, he's telling all the fielders like, "Come in, this motherfucker can't kick." Like, nah, watch this. He's gonna beeline straight to that motherfucker over there by the third base. Because nobody expects me to bunt in kickball.
I don't think you're allowed to.
It doesn't matter. I'm doing it.
I'm like fairly sure you're not allowed to bunt the kickball.
That's cool. I'm gonna kick it a little bit and run.
Just
Like
keep
I think you have to like make it like it has to like cross the pitcher's mouth.
At least.
I haven't played kickball in a while, but like I'm pretty sure like bunting is like it's like playing with Peyton Manning on Madden. Like you're just not allowed to do it.
You can't hit him because his neck. Yeah.
It's just fair. Like it's just not fair. Like his QB vision is the whole screen. Like it's like what? How dare you?